Hi, YouTube. I hope you're all doing good. I'm doing okay. I'm listening to a What the Flock TV. Paul over there has a 20 some minute, like 22-minute video on were marble statues human? And he even goes into like the etymology of words like monument or and like in correlation, there's different people out on YouTube land that are like pointing out different things on our planet that are like statues or monuments or different places. Like the guide stones just getting blown up. Some of these places are significant like that. And I believe that there's a lot of significance in these marble statues, not only old, but some of the newer works, like even made out of um, like metal and that type of thing. I think, you know, everything wasn't just the artist's imagination. Like they were probably commissioned by rich families of the people that they were done of, or the people themselves had it done, those types of things. So, more often than not, I would say the vanity of the well to do would have, or in honor of people in that respect too. But yeah, so I'm gonna light a cigarette and just talk to you for a while. Not a lot on my mind right now. Just the shenanigans of the world going on. That's about it. Nothing new, you know. Except we're having a rather warm day, which is okay. It's not horrible or anything. Um, Kind of nice for a change. It's like it's supposed to be in August. We had been having cold, cold days. So yeah, I'm actually not ignoring you. I've got four buttons. Let's see if you can see them on each sleeve, and I'm just gonna unbutton it and roll it up a little bit. So it's I thought about wearing like a tank top or something, and I thought, that's okay some days, but it's sort of tacky in a sense too. Not when I'm kicking around my home, but when I got some really serious stuff to lay down on the world, it's like I don't want to maybe dress a little bit nicer for you all, ladies and gentlemen. But just know if I'm wearing something like that, it's just I cannot tolerate anything else at that time. Like, I just can't. I'm not calling for people to be in the world half dressed or anything. That's not my style either. But depending, are we at the beach or, in the backyard barbecuing or what's up? Do I have shorts on or are we hiking in the woods? you know, I get a kick out of these people hiking in the woods and up mountains with shorts on. It's like real good idea there, Sparky. You're bright. That's not a good idea. Anytime you adventure somewhere, it's not a good idea to wear shorts because you really don't know what you're going to encounter. You know, maybe bring a portable pair, like something light that you can stick in your pocket, or a swimsuit bottom or something, in case you find a stream along the way or something. You know, I can literally smell the lake south of me. Um, it's green this time of year because, well, they call it the dog days of summer because of the dog star up in the sky. Usually indicates the hottest days of summer because the heat has built up the bacteria in the lake and or wherever. And but this is different because people groom their uh, property right down to the lake, and it doesn't have the weeds around it that will naturally filter out the lake, and the fish can hide in there and everything else. But we don't have that anymore, and we never used to have like large carp by the tons in our lake, and they're really smelly fish. They're giant goldfish in all reality, but they get huge. They get like even 100 and 120. We don't know actually. They're huge though, and they swim by the swarms in large schools along the shoreline now without the natural weeds and bulrushes that would be there, and they gouge out, they wreck habitat for smaller fish, and even the smaller fish for the game fish that are in there eating the smaller ones. So all the way around they're destroying the lake. So that's the same thing with what they call geoengineering, and everything is nothing more than them finding an excuse to do what they want to do, to use uh, contracts with different countries to dump their waste and do it. They don't care. They just do not care. Whatever makes them money. There's people, of course, we know have quit their jobs and started coming forward with the stuff that they didn't, like like they didn't want to do it, so they, you know. And here's the thing: it's just like last week, the Center of Disease Control came out and admitted that even four of them things did not work, and now the president's wife's got that stuff. It's like jab on, whatever, you know. It's all such a, what a bunch of scammers, scammeroo, you know. But it is the young people that are my biggest concern because they can't help themselves, and if their parents are participating in something like that, they um the very innocent can't be helped in these situations no matter what. They can even be conscious of the fact, like you or I might have been back in the day, like this is not right, and you knew it in your soul, but there wasn't anybody there to protect you from what was going on in those situations, you know. And it isn't that they didn't know any better, they were going along with their comfortable life in chosen ignorance, you know. Then things get worse because the forefathers are then telling the younger people that what went on in the last generation was perfectly okay because there was a reason for it, you know. No, there's no reason for it. Yeah. Did you ever see a statue that looked like you? There's this freakiest thing. There's this, even down in Minneapolis, it's a sculptor garden, and there's a lot of things made out of iron, like a giant spoon with a cherry on it, which is just crazy. But there's a copper statue that looks just like me, everything about me, And I don't like it, and it bugs me. It makes me feel like, what, was I drugged, or did they like look at me somewhere in some kind of locker room, or I'm being really flat out serious about this. There sometimes people have like a distinct something about themselves that um other people might not share, and I don't know, but it was very odd. And the weirdest thing, and I grabbed my kid's hand because I was with my adopted mother, and I don't know what we were doing, maybe waiting for an appointment or something. I might had her give me a ride downtown, or I'm not sure. I can't remember why. I just remember my kid was like about 3 or 4, and I grabbed his hand and ushered him past that statue really quick ahead of my mom. And but it was disturbing to me, and I directed my kid's thoughts, his eyes, with my mind, like, um don't look at that one, you know. So we just went by it. Then I'm looking at some other ones, and it's like, okay, this is disturbing to me. So anyway, I don't know if you've ever had an experience like that, but I have, and not just once. But that one was in, and being that it was like from where I grew up, really kind of bummed me out. It's like, you know, because there's people around there that know what I look like. And even my adopted mom walking by it with me, and she was ahead of me, but I actually passed her up because I think I grabbed my kid on the other side, or like, and then went ahead or something. I can't remember exactly, but it was the weirdest feeling. The feeling stuck with me all this time. You know, so my kid's 40 now, so yeah. Yeah, anyway, I'm just on here talking to my friends, and I appreciate you all. And you know, I'm I don't want to socialize with the people in my immediate area. There's only one woman that I know, and she's just like me, and we just have never bothered each other. When we see each other, we hug and, you know, tell each other what our kids are up to, and then she's just like right over there down the road, you know. But, and I'm sure she feels the same about me, you know, which is cool. Those are good neighbors, you know. We've, like, through the years, drove over to each other's house maybe 2 or 3 times, you know, to ask a question about something. But they're one of our neighbors that we all would like help plow out our road. We'd plow it up to theirs, and they do, and then the next neighbor, and then sometimes we'd just do it all the way out so the kids could get to the school bus, because usually the school bus would come down to our road, but not in snow emergencies. So, so yeah, we'd plow it out. That was always fun, and it really was a lot of times, you know, to just be able to like chop through 4 foot of snow. Or like me and the kids did the entire one side of the driveway one time. It's an eighth of a mile. So for Doug, you know, stuff like that. Little things mean a lot when you're snowed in or out, you know. Anyway. Or like having to get my sled, or my I have a flying saucer, And if I had to park at the end of the road and put my groceries or something on the flying saucer and pull it up, I've done that lots and lots of times, just like, get out of the way, I'll do this or whatever. I got it covered. I thought about getting a snowmobile, but we have a really big quad runner, so yeah, if we need to do anything like that now, or even a tractor just to pull the car up into the yard. So yeah, I like with Paul over at what the flock. Um, he does go into the meanings of words and where they came from and stuff, and I appreciate that in a person because one word changed in a sentence can destroy the whole chapter. you know, that's the truth too. Yeah, it has. Yeah, it really has. But that's okay. There's people, there's hound dogs on this stuff, and they a lot of them are trying to get their information out for people, and you know, it's like on Archaics had a live stream, and it's somebody had mentioned like the or flags, and I wrote I have a video about flags and banners and symbols and different things of different not just countries but families, their family crests, and even the color of the crests and the animals or the different items or people on it and different things, and whether it's a married one, whether they had changed their color of their banner when they moved to the Americas or wherever, all of it's indicated on their family crest and the banner above the crest or the flag that they have, and they'll put like crowns on their heads if it don't belong there. It doesn't matter to them. That's these are very vain creatures I'm talking about. So anyway, but I mentioned that, and nobody like really paid any attention. It's like, okay, fine. Then I gave my theory about the before Christ and after death. They're trying to change to current era or even before current era to use some of the same similar letters for Christ and totally eliminate them, leaving people not even thinking about spiritually ascending from where you are here to a higher level, like not even making any spiritual movement at all, or thoughts of that, like there's no resurrection. They want to take the thought of you ascending away from you. And they know what they're trying to do because they were fallen angels. They had knowledge that the human beings didn't. But through the bloodlines now mixing, that knowledge is inherent in us. The veil's lifted with the blood of Christ, exposing them. We can expose them with the knowledge that we've carried with our spirits from God from the beginning of time. And in fact, there is leagues of angels that are mightier than the first ones that were ever made, that are putting their foot down on these monsters because it looks like they're in control, but they're pretty whacked in all the shit that they pull, like the stuff they show on TV, like all their rituals, or whether it's like the halftime show or a music video with a bloodbath or whatever, the same old um serpent praise, you know. It gets old. It's like so childish. It's like, what are you doing? Can't you just sing a song without dressing like Satan? I mean, really? Like, why don't you come into my house and dress like that, and then I'm just gonna really like bake you some cookies or something, right, Satan? You know, I don't really bake cookies anymore. I've made probably millions, I would say. Even like for Christmas, if it was them Spritz cookies, I don't know, the butter cookies, it's called Spritz dough that you make, and you put it in a tube with a little machine, and you squeeze little cookies out. You can put like, I like the one with, I put a Hershey chocolate kiss in the middle of it. You can put like a pecan in the middle, or whatever, different things, raisins, whatever. So, or you can ice them, and I used to make like cutting out cookie cutters and icing stuff for Christmas. And Christmas time, I would always make, mostly for my grandpa, raisin oatmeals and orange bread, and usually banana bread, and probably chocolate chips or whatever. All kinds of, and them Spritz and sugar cookies, all kinds of stuff. And then working at the school, I made lots of cookies, So, not a big deal. Even at home, I used to make them individual, but now I'll just make, if I want something like that, I don't really make individual cookies. I'll just throw like, if it's peanut butter cookie, make it in a like a 13 by 9. And yeah, I do that, and I like it though. I'll take and get like chocolate fudge frosting. I'll make peanut butter cookie dough, and then bake it and put that chocolate fudge frosting on top of it. That's good. Now, I never used to like Reese's peanut butter cups, but I had made some homemade ones one time, and I really started liking them after that, which was odd. I made homemade Mounds bars. They turned out really good. You have to like melt your chocolate and put the bottom, and then make the middle with confectioner's sugar and sweetened condensed milk, and then you have to put that them 2 layers. You have to freeze each layer, or get each layer cold, and then melt another layer of chocolate for the top. Put that on. Well, then you can, and then about half the time it takes to be cold entirely, you have to score it and cut them. And when you make it like in a 13 by 9 or something, I think I got like oh like 24 little bars, just about the same that they are, so a little bigger, but those turned out really good too. so so I kind of like making things sometimes. It all depends, you know like making homemade pretzels. That's good. It's pretty easy. Just make bread dough or buy frozen bread dough and cut it up and roll it in, well, however big you want your pretzel. and just fold it over like a praying hand and smash it. And then you just let them raise a little bit, and then put them in baking soda water, and um, they'll raise, and then you let them drain a little bit, and you put them in the oven and you bake them for like about 10 minutes or so, and take it out and put coarse salt on them or however. But they're really easy. There's recipes online, I'm sure, for that. But it's really one of the simplest things for a snack, something different, you know. But it and I used to make like lefses and all kinds of really intricate handmade things, and for people that didn't appreciate it. It's like that gets old. So now I'm like, shit, you can pay me or I'll do it for a friend or my grandkids, you know. But yeah, um, like I say, my life is like a business deal around here, so please don't get the fact that I'm just making friends. I'm not looking for romance in this world at all, ever. Even if I was younger, but even or whatever, you know. I'm just saying that's not the friendship that I'm looking for on this planet at all. You know, that's for you youngins. You know, so just want to make that perfectly clear. You know, so. Even though I don't have and I did give Doug a letter of divorcement. So it's not actually a marriage. It's at this point, like I said, a business deal. So, and nothing more. And it gets a bit brutal sometimes because, yeah, sometimes you can't really deal with everybody, or sometimes you have a tendency to get the short end of the situation of the stick, you know. So that also gets old. So I just wanted to make that clear to everybody because I'm not playing, and I really do have. If you can send some good vibes my way, and I will likewise. But I really need to get some peace that I'm seeking for a day or so, so I can gather my thoughts on this letter rating thing I want to do. That's been bugging me, but I just, it has to be the very right day, so I hope it's pretty soon that I have the ambition, or I should say the stillness of my heart enough to write on behalf of people that could get hurt and that are being unjustly hurt in this system, when it doesn't have to be like that. And with all the new immigrants that are going to be coming in, that's just more slaves for this system and more abuse, and people have to say stuff because if we don't, they're going to think that they're just going to do it, and nobody is going to say anything. So I have to make a big noise, you know, big enough where they'll pass the word on to the other freaks out there that want to use their greed to destroy other people. They don't care. So, but, well, I do have some things I have to do yet today, but mostly just saying hello to my friends. Hi, I love you all so much, you know, for real. Really check out Paul at What the Flock, if anything. And he used to have a channel called Black Sheep TV. You'd have to ask him. He would answer you. He's not cold to people at all, and takes a lot of time to make presentations for people and stuff. A lot of thought, and I know he's got a reason for every video he's putting out there. Just a really super, super nice guy. I actually met him over at a channel that was called 007 and a long time ago. And I didn't know where he went. You know, like I didn't see him all the time, but he'd say hi. I encountered him. I wasn't really familiar. I might have looked at like his videos or something, but I wasn't really getting into what he was doing years ago. But lately, about a year or so now, it's like, oh yeah, I remember you. You know, it's like, so yeah. And I recommend, you know, get to know him. He's super smart guy, and what he the things he comes up with, proving stuff like scripturally or whatever, and using his knowledge to kind of put stuff together like we're all trying to do. So he's a good one. So all right, thank you all. Have a really good night or day wherever you're at. Cheers. Peace and love from Pine City, Minnesota, USA.